All America, all the time. Sit down, buckle up, and get ready for the Dan Bongino Show.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know who you are. To all the wonderful friends of moi and the Bongino Army out there who reached out yesterday through various means, carrier pigeon, email, phone calls, texts. Thank you for reaching out. You're welcome. Folks, this show is the resistance now. There is a powerful, as I said, online movement. Doesn't have any political power, we've seen that, but a powerful, very well organized movement absolutely dying to crush this Trump administration's record, dying to do it. Each day they get exposed more and more, and the extinction burst kicks in. You see it yesterday. I must have been trending, what, guys, like 10 times this week on X? Like, why all of a sudden now? Because we are, as I said in this tweet this morning I put up, this show and you out there are the biggest obstacle to the doomers. They can't stop. If this show continues to crush it, they'll be rendered irrelevant. The graveyard's been littered with people in the political content creation space who've taken us on over the years. They've tried, they just always lose. So as we launch the radio show on Monday across the country, again, back in the 3 to 6, we're in 3 to 6 spot, 3P to 6P Eastern time across the country on Monday with Sean, and we have more big news ahead. Expect more extinction bursts. You put the dollar in the Coke machine, you don't get your can of Coke, you start kicking the machine. They're at the kicking the machine stage now. They expected a response. They were going to crush the show. They got the opposite. The show is now expanding even more. So thank you for joining the resistance to doomerism. I am proud to wear the armor of resistance to doomerism with you and to charge into the fight. It's an honor to have you here. I've got some big additions today to the Nothing is Happening file, which is expanding by the minute. More great news. And I noticed something this morning too. Just a side note. Remember when you were a kid, you thought there was gray hair? There's no gray hair. There's either like the color of your hair and there's white hair that's lost its pigmentation. I'm sitting there, I'm doing a little shaving before the show this morning, and I'm getting a lot of white hair. There's a lot of white hair going on here. This 51 is starting to hit me like a ton of bricks here. This 51 is happening fast. Every day there's like a new one. Just throwing that out there. There's no gray. White. 40 didn't feel like 40, but 50's starting to really feel like 50. A lot of experience comes with it, though. Today's show brought to you by Birch Gold. You don't wait for a crisis to take action. The same goes for your savings. Discover how gold can help you diversify your portfolio with Birch Gold today. Text Dan to 989898. Message and data rates apply. Today's show also brought to you by ZipRecruiter. We've recently used our friends at ZipRecruiter to fill 2 producer roles on my team, and we hit the lottery, as you've seen. These guys were perfect candidates. You guys hear me talk about them all the time. They go above and beyond every day for the show, for me, for you, the audience. We really love having them. The same idea applies when you're hiring. Great candidates can also go the extra step and tell you why they're interested in your job on ZipRecruiter, helping them stand out from the crowd. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Bongino. Try it today. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds qualified candidates quickly, and ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first, so you meet the right people faster. Candidates can even tell you in their own words why they're interested in your role. Try ZipRecruiter, meet great candidates who will go the extra step for your job. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/Bongino. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Bongino. ZipRecruiter. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Thank you, ZipRecruiter. All right, fellas, let's go. So thank you again for joining the resistance, folks. The doomerism, the pilling, the pillar panicans, their only goal is to make you miserable, not show up for the midterms. They're going to try to destroy the record of the Trump administration. I've got a whole Nothing is Happening file. We'll get to that later. We don't need it now. However, I did want to start with some more good news. This is more for liberal media people out there that have claimed like the Trump administration is too focused on the border and violent crime. They're missing all these counterterrorism leads. Okay. Was this a miss yesterday? Play that Fox report on the ISIS Colorado Albany. Check this out.
The FBI says it disrupted a potential ISIS-inspired terror plot in New York. The agency tells Fox they've arrested a 35-year-old Albany woman accused of plotting to bomb the state capitol and kill lawmakers. According to a criminal complaint, Jessica Bowie pledged allegiance to ISIS and allegedly planned to hide a bomb inside a DoorDash bag, hoping to strike while state senators were meeting.
I thought that's not possible, Andy. The liberal media told you all out there, they're just as bad as the panic and pillar doomers. The liberal media told you that the FBI under President Trump, now Todd Blanche, Cash, formerly me, that the FBI had just lost its mark. There's no way. We had the Turtle Island Liberation Front, the Antifa cases, all these counter-terror disruptions, Detroit and elsewhere. Another one yesterday. I thought they lost focus. All right, moving on. You get it? Then they'll complain about something else. They'll just move on to the next thing to complain about. You saw it yesterday. The whining and the moaning. It is unbelievable. The op is so transparent. Just open your eyes and you'll see it. Folks, I want to get back to some important stuff, though, because our focus when we were there and President Trump's laser focus, I hate that term, but in this case, like a concentrated beam of light. President Trump, when he got into office, was crystal clear to DEA, FBI, U.S. Marshals, CBP, ICE, ERO. He was crystal clear. We are shutting down this border to illegal immigration, and it's not happening today. It's happening yesterday. In other words, like, you're already too late. Get on board or get the hell out. We all contributed. He has shut down the border. Folks, nation states around the world are not doing the same thing. And we are not having this here. Nation states around the world are being infiltrated by people from a different culture, from these liberal, all cultures are equal. They are not equal. All cultures are not equal. It's okay to say it. Everyone in the chat, it is okay to say American culture is exceptional. It's okay. Do not apologize. Don't do the Obama buyer beware, caveat emptor. Remember Obama? I should have pulled this one. Remember when he was like, yeah, America is exceptional, just like Greece. Greece is exceptional too. It's not a judge of individuals. Everybody's born with big R God-given rights if you're born in Accra, Ghana, or here in Martin County, Florida. However, all cultures are not equal. So Andy and I were chatting this morning. I saw this tweet from the other Michael Knowles, not Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire. But there's an interesting tweet about some guide being given out, was it in the UK, to people who are entering the country from other cultures. Exclusive. Asylum seekers are being told men and women are equal in the UK amid mounting fears over integration and cultural values. The Home Office has issued new guidance to arrivals, telling them, you guys ready for this? Here's what they have to tell some of these folks. But remember, all cultures are equal. Andy, that's what they told us. They have to tell them, this means women can work. They can do that? My gosh. Study? They can study too? That's good. My daughter's in college. I'm glad to know she can do that. Travel, and they can make their own choices. Okay. They also detail what rape is under UK laws in the new booklet. Consent is needed in every situation. This means if you are married or in a relationship with someone, they must consent to sex. If you have sex with someone without their consent, this is called rape. Why would we need a guide? Why would we need a guide? I thought all cultures were equal. So here's my proposal. Can you put up the photos they have to give? This is like, they have to tell people beating your spouse is illegal. Domestic abuse is illegal. Here's my take. If this is a thing in your culture where you need a guide, that's the answer to the question. The question should be this: do you need this guide? If the person responds yes, okay, we're good, you're going to have to stay out. Folks, your culture in the United States is different. It's okay to say it. No, we don't beat women or spouses here. We don't rape them within. That's not a thing, okay? If you need the guide, you probably don't belong. It is okay to say that. Why would you let these people in? Wasn't that the title of today's show? We don't want them. We don't want you. I'm really sorry. And by the way, if you feel that way, that raping is okay and beating the crap out of your spouse is okay, Andy, do you really think the booklet's going to change anything? Like, here's a booklet. Oh, okay, now I feel better about it. No. If you need the booklet, that's the red line. We don't want you. It's okay to say that. It's okay. Whatever happened to the Me Too movement? Throw Me Too and a bunch of people who believe if you think beatings and rapings are okay, you probably shouldn't be here. That's okay to say that. Trace Gallagher on Fox just erupted on this topic the other day about illegals being admitted into the country with the sex crimes and elsewhere. How many more names do we need? How many more names do we need before people in political positions, not the Trump administration, which has shut the border, done, 15 months, no illegals admitted into the country, 15 months, border shut, period. How many more people have to die, be raped, be beaten to death or near death before people on the other side of the aisle realize it is an absurd suicidal position to admit people into the country who need a guide to tell them rapings and beatings are no good? Good for Trace Gallagher. This was on Fox the other day. Check this out.
Cidio Campos, an illegal immigrant from El Salvador who investigators say stabbed Pooch and tried to light her on fire. Police say he planned the crime, confessed to the crime. The crime happened in Virginia, the state where Governor Abigail Spanberger, on her first day in office, ordered state police to not cooperate with ICE. Because why say the names of the victims when you can denigrate the names of those trying to save the victims? Shortly after the murder of Carmen Pooch, 2 Virginia congressmen held a news conference, not about Carmen Pooch, mind you, but about the dangers of ICE. Do those members of Congress know that so far in 2026, Fairfax, Virginia has had 8 murders? Half of the suspects are in the country illegally.
Folks, I told you my friend Ginny Thomas used to tell us this all the time. We're the leaders we've been waiting for, okay? I'm really proud to be part of this resistance to doomers and resistance to the liberal takeover of America, the communist movement in America. I'm proud of that. But I'm not the leader of anything. I'm simply an obstacle for their movement because I have a microphone and I have a record to run on. That's it. You're the leaders. Ginny used to say that all the time. And it is really pivotal moving forward that you digest that. You're the leaders we've been waiting for. You've got X, you've got TikTok, you've got microphones. Oh, I only got 5,000 followers or 1,000 followers. That's a lot. That's 1,000 to 5,000 people. That's a small arena of people listening to you every day. It is okay to say we don't want people here who don't align with our cultural values. It's okay. You don't need to put a buyer beware asterisk anywhere. You don't have to do that. This administration has changed the game on the immigration debate completely. If there's an Overton window, no one has moved it more than President Trump. He's asking a simple question. Do you want to contribute to a greater America going forward, or are you going to bring bad things here? That's it. It's a simple question. If the answer is the latter, you're not coming in. That's why you're seeing these just epic crash outs and meltdowns. One of the reporters out there, he's an independent journalist. By the way, people attacking him, it's disgusting. Attacking Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley's done incredible work. He's done incredible work. He's a young man. It doesn't distract in any way from the work he's done. But did you see this just epic rage out meltdown by this California lunatic when he's out there? He's exposed the Leering Center, a lot of this Somali fraud from people who came here and didn't share our values. That's why this young man right now and his work, that's why he's almost public enemy number 1 for the liberal lunatics. Every time they see him, they lose their mind. The guy's got to have a freaking security detail around. If you missed this yesterday, this is what they've had to resort to now. About Nick Shirley's, the size of his what? Yes. No, we're not going there. No, we're not going there. A liberal lunatic did. By the way, how would he know this? Check this out.
Do you think her creating a bill that would make it basically illegal, give someone a $4,000 fine for looking into immigration support service providers.
Did you guys hear that Nick Shirley has a small penis, allegedly?
Wow, that's so adult of you.
Did you hear about this? Nick Shirley allegedly has a small penis. Well, I don't know. This is what they're reporting. Have you seen this? Hey, gentlemen, have you guys heard these public reports? Nick Shirley allegedly has a small penis. There's an investigation going on, if you like. There you go. Thank you so much.
This man that would come out and put such a false statement on a paper to put all around Sacramento. Well, his name's actually Terry, and Terry is the chief of staff of the California State Assembly. So this man is the chief of staff of the entire Assembly of California, and this is what he's doing with his time.
Oh,
Nick, you don't get to touch that. It's not yours.
hey, she wants a
I can do
photo.
the same thing, Nick. What does that do for you?
You can't get it though.
Come on, Nick. Sergeant, I need my
Here, let's get a photo. You want your photo? Look at all of the papers this guy made. He's gonna put these all around Sacramento. Look at this. Look at this.
Did I hear that right at the end? That guy was a chief of staff for a state assemblyman? Reminds me of the Sebastian Maniscalco thing. You're not embarrassed? That's your approach to an independent journalist who's done amazing work uncovering fraud, immigration scams. Your approach is to hand out flyers saying he has a small penis? How exactly would you know that? Folks, these are the current thingers on the left. The current thing right now is anytime any independent journalist shows up, O'Keefe, Higbee, Shirley, Savannah Hernandez, anyone else, attack them. This is their current thing. The psychosis that is set in, I'm going to tie this together for you, why I'm bringing this in with the immigration debate and how we don't want these people. The Democrats are in a panic mode right now. I mean, even for them, like a red line panic mode. The border's been closed now for so long and the deportations have ramped up that their long-term power play, hear me out, this is really important. Their long-term power play was always to make sure that the population loss from blue states like California and New York, they've even said it, was replenished by illegals. Why? Because the population of the state, I'm sorry for the civics lesson, but there are dumb liberals listening, right? The problem they were having is all these people leaving California and New York, they were losing congressmen, which is based on the population. Senators, obviously, you get two no matter what the population is. That's not the way it works for Congress. Now, the presidential elections are also decided by members of Congress and the Senate through the Electoral College based on the number of representatives and senators. So if you lose representatives, you lose sway in the presidential election too. The Democrats are freaking out. Their state sucks so bad and are run so poorly, they were losing the ability to alter the Congress numbers in the House of Representatives and to win presidential elections as Texas and Florida gained power. So their plan was to flush these states full of illegals across the border, which they did successfully under Biden. As President Trump removes these people and shuts the border, they've resorted to complete panic meltdowns now. You're seeing it. They realize they were in real trouble. You see like insanity out there. Like, even people who pretended they were part of the right. This guy, you remember Bill Kristol? This guy used to be like a respected guy on the right, a thought leader, whatever. Imagine putting this up and not being embarrassed. He's fallen for the current thing too. Natalie Harp, the president's personal aide. I addressed that whole fake scandal yesterday. Her salary is $150,000 a year. He notes the average sailor on the USS Lincoln, $50,000 a year. What? All of a sudden, Bill Kristol cares about the salary of a White House staffer in relationship to a military man who doesn't go in it for the salary? These are two completely different jobs. They have nothing to do. These people just freak out because they're afraid that their nothing is happening grift is coming to a close. Notice, he doesn't call out Bill Kristol Ro Khanna, the Democrat fraud of a human being, this absolute fraud. I've told you before, this guy is one of the most dangerous men in the Congress because he's the biggest fraud out there. He is a huge anti-free speech guy who pretends he's now a free speech because he thinks it's popular. He is a total epic fraud. He's one of these dudes in the Congress, one of these like Bernie bro types, railing against rich people and wealthy people. It was interesting. I don't see Bill Kristol calling this guy out. I saw this tweet up from Andrew Curry yesterday about Ro Khanna. This is your hero on the left, by the way. Hates millionaires and billionaires, right, folks? New. Ro Khanna just filed this 2025 financial disclosure, and the Free Beacon has some highlights. Get a load of this, fellas and ladies. Ro Khanna hates rich people, right? He engaged in 5,402 stock trades, $165 million in total trading volume. His net worth is up. This is crazy. What does that say, $167? That's $167 million. Austin Powers, $1 million. That's a lot. Up to $10.8 million from dividends. Those are nice dividends you got there, Ro. His kids still own 3 private golf courses. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Ro Khanna's out there like Donald Trump, Epstein class, rich billionaire, millionaire. These people are all phonies. They're the biggest fakes out there. And it's not just Ro Khanna. It is a pox on the Democrat Party. A pox. They keep moaning and groaning about free markets, people who make money, people who bust their ass and work for a living. That's all they do. And they try to pretend like, look at me, I'm a bootstraps guy, I'm a middle class guy. Fox has a whole story about this, about these phony fraud Democrats across the country running on this, look at me, man, dirt under the fingernails, I'm one of you. No, you're not. Alex Schemmel, Fox News. Luxury travel, shopping, 6-figure income. Battleground Democrats ripped for phony working class narrative. They're all frauds. It's not just Ro Khanna. Put that up on the screen. There's like 6 or 7 of them in this piece. These guys are hilarious. They're such goofballs. Look at this. In New Mexico, Rep. Gabe Vasquez, a Democrat obviously, said he's never had the luxury of financial wealth. And he's argued that the voters are drawn to him because he doesn't come from wealth. Described his mom is working long hours in Mexico's maquiladora industry to make ends meet. But records reviewed by Fox Digital show his mom was in corporate finance at GE as a finance manager and comptroller in Mexico and later a senior financial analyst in Indiana. While social media screenshots with Fox News Digital showed repeated European travel, luxury shopping, and other upscale family photos. Ladies and gentlemen, you are being lied to by a group of phony, fake frauds out there who live the life they don't want you to live. I got more on this coming up, including an expansive set of additions to the Nothing Is Happening file. Yes, some of you saw the news yesterday. I want to say in advance, because I mean it, because I am a constitutionalist, unlike many of my opponents who claim to be and want to indict people on social media and elsewhere. We don't do that. We believe in a rule of law in the republic. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. That is how our system works. But yesterday was a really bad day for the doomers, pillars, and panicans. It was a terrible day. The Nothing Is Happening file is exploding. Take a quick break and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, results matter. You either believe in the data and the results in the administration or you don't. But just stop pretending you're a big fan of the MAGA movement, you're one of us, when all you do is crap on the movement all day. Just stop. Just stop. 15 trades a day on average for... Damn, Ro Khanna's doing well. Can we get a Ro Khanna stock tracker? I know there's a Nancy Pelosi one. He's doing all right. Maybe, does he know something? I don't know. We're just asking questions, right? It's a Ro Khanna thing. We're just asking questions. Here's something you don't see every day. A chance to win a bundle of premium preparedness gear valued at almost $600. Look, a more self-reliant America is built by people like you and me. Be prepared. Be prepared. Don't wait for an emergency. That's the idea behind My Patriot Supply's Road to Preparedness Challenge. Check it out today. Go to preparewithdan.com, enter for a chance to win, and become part of the mission. Every participant has a chance to win a family of 4 starter pack covering food, water, power, and heat, all of your emergency essentials you're going to need. It includes a 1-week food supply for 4 personal water filters, solar rechargeable backup power, and off-the-grid cooking essentials. Enter the challenge today at preparewithdan.com. That's preparewithdan.com. One family receives the prize, but every participant strengthens the mission. Get prepared. This is your chance to be independent and be prepared, be ready. Join the Road to Preparedness Challenge now at preparewithdan.com, preparewithdan.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes starts 12 a.m. Mountain Time, August 10th, 2026. Ends 12 p.m. Mountain Time, August 23rd, 2026. Must be 18 years old and reside in the U.S. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit mypatriotsupply.com/pages/sweepstakes. Sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Thanks, My Patriot Supply. Get prepared today. Back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nothing is Happening file is exploding. Yesterday was a big day. Again, thank you for joining the resistance to doomerism, for taking on the pillars and the panicans. We have a proud record to run on. I am happy to throw out there for you. Andy was kind enough to put this together with the team. We have added a new Nothing is Happening file that looks kind of like a scrapbook. I said, you guys did a pretty good job on this. This guy's great. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you put together for the team here. There's an actual file here. Look at that. Scroll. Southern Poverty Law Center, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Comey, John Bolton, Newsom, Hochul, crime low, border shut down, Benghazi guy, FBI style. Interesting. This is just the last page we had in there. One of them, President Trump delivers the largest drop in violent crime in American history. I know. Keep it up there. Nobody cares, dude, right? Nobody cares. No, you don't care. We care. Reports a record decrease in violent crime. Violent crime plummets across the country. Killings and other violent crime dropped sharply in 2025. FBI 2025, biggest violent crime drop in 90 years. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you. Let me just say it again. Thank you, President Trump. Yesterday was a huge day. Cash announced on X another thing. Folks, if you have not heard of this 764 horrific, disgusting explosion in crime across the country, what's 764? Listen up. As they said in the movie Alien, stop your grinning and drop your linen. Pay attention right now. If you have kids, this is super important. Cash put this out yesterday. I thought nothing was happening. Again, they got a 77-year prison sentence for a nihilistic violent extremist case after an FBI investigation. It's part of this 764 trend. He notes, if you prey on children, this FBI and our DOJ will find you and hold you accountable. They've arrested 500% more of these 764 offenders with our partners last year because they've made it a priority, which we did. What is this 764? I've explained it before. You need to be very careful if you're a parent. There are people out there online who recruit your children, sometimes through online gaming platforms, sometimes through message boards they're on. They recruit your children slowly and they groom them. They groom them into doing what? Folks, it's hard for me to talk about, but it's necessary. They groom them into mutilating themselves, cutting themselves, doing horrible things. I'm not even going to, you can just imagine, to animals. You may think, no, my kid wouldn't do that. Folks, we have had parents of kids who have killed themselves, who have destroyed their bodies, who were like, I never thought it was going to be my kid. All I'm telling you is anyone out there telling you, oh, this 764 is not a thing. Again, you should question the sanity of these people, how they just seem committed to making you fall into their doomer panic in orbit. They'll tell you anything. It is a serious and growing threat. Watch what your kids are doing online. I know it's hard. I know you don't want to hover over their shoulder every 5 minutes. If you're going to keep a communal iPad or something, keep it in the kitchen so you can watch them and ask them. Just ask, who are you talking to online? I could tell you hundreds of these cases we worked that are so heartbreaking, I don't even want to tell you the details on the air. They're horrendous. Again, I'm out on the outside now. I'm on the outside. I enacted my plan, was there for the first year. However, this happened yesterday too. Cue up that Fox report. Everyone, including people you don't like, are innocent till proven guilty. That is how our republic works. That's not a slogan. It's just true. However, this happened with a congressman you may be familiar with, Eric Swalwell, yesterday. Again, I'm sure the doomers and the gloomers, I get it. They'll just move on to some other thing to complain about. It's their whole MO. It's like they want you to be miserable. But this happened yesterday with former Congressman Eric Swalwell. Check this out.
The FBI has seized former Congressman Eric Swalwell's electronics, and this happened on Saturday. They took those electronics from him at San Francisco International Airport on Saturday and then from his Washington, D.C. home on Sunday. Eric Swalwell was not detained or arrested, and we're told the federal investigation involves sexual misconduct allegations against him. Two women who have spoken publicly about sex misconduct allegations against Swalwell we know about. The FBI is not commenting further details on this case, and Fox News has contacted Swalwell's attorney. We're waiting to hear back.
I'm on the outside. I learned about it when you did, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this New York Post piece pop up yesterday on it. However, again, everyone's entitled, even your worst enemies, to a presumption of innocence. However, if there were warrants issued in this case for items, cell phones and elsewhere, I know you know this, but again, there are some liberals out there screaming, this has to be politics. Really? Was the judge political too? What do you mean? Folks, we don't just as FBI agents and investigators say, hey, we want a warrant. Can we just sign it ourselves? A judge has to look at the warrant. And you have to, this is crazy. We got to talk about this. This must be all politics. With the judges involved too? An agent, an FBI agent with law enforcement authority, some of you know where I'm going with that, with actual law enforcement authority, has to go in front of a magistrate or a judge, raise their right hand and swear that the facts in this warrant are true, that we have probable cause to believe there's a crime committed and these tools were used to advance the crime. Is this hard? Well, I love how they go after the FBI and Todd Blanche and President Trump saying it's political, but they never mention that a judge had to sign on. Is he in on it too? What was it, like money exchanged under the table? Folks, this is, again, the doomerism is just like, it's so exhausting. So I said, smile, man. What did Milton Friedman told Walter Williams? I say it all the time. When you talk about liberty, man, talk about it with a smile. You live in the greatest country on earth. It's Friday at the tail end of summer. It's going to be a really nice weekend in some places around the country. I was at my kids' volleyball game last night. They didn't win, but we had a great time. You live in the wealthiest, most powerful military country on earth with an explosion of technology. You got cancer, potential cures coming out. This is the greatest time to be alive. I've said to you 1,000 times, it's not faux optimism. If you can just don't get dead, just not get dead for the next 5 years, and you had cancer like me, it's not a sob story, knock on wood, I'm good now, but I don't recommend cancer, 2 thumbs down. It definitely sucked. I screwed my whole brain up and everything with the chemo and all that other crap. However, if you can just stay alive for the next 5 years, the world is going to change in ways you can't even imagine. Superconductors, quantum computing, cures for diseases that have been around since time immemorial. And I hate that phrase. Just stay alive. You live in the safest America ever. It matters to people. Public corruption is getting cracked down on right now. You're seeing it. President Trump delivered to you a closed border. He delivered to you new manufacturing in the United States again. He delivered to you the lowest crime rates in your lifetime. You have never been alive in a safer America. These are things to run on. I told you the message to the Republicans out there. We don't have a message in the midterms. How do you not have a message? Your message is clear. Border closed, crime crushed, we're building stuff again. What other message do you need? You know what? Put up the bad hombre thing, a little bit out of order. I love this account, Bad Hombre on X, good follow. These are just a couple of things. This isn't even the Nothing is Happening file. This is just at Bad Hombre on X. SPLC indicted. Heidi Byrick indicted. Gavin Newsom and wife under investigation. Swalwell's homes raided, electronics seized at the airport. Bolton pled guilty. James Comey indicted. Act Blue under investigation. 4 prosecutors who targeted pro-life activists fired. 3,400 America-hating activists prosecuted, fired, or resigned. 455 Medicare and Medicaid fraudsters charged, the most in history. Thank you, AG Todd Blanche. Yeah, thank you. We don't have anything to run on? Nothing happened? Like, well, are you delirious? Dude, put the crack pipe down, man. You look ridiculous. That's not people laughing with you. That's people laughing at you. Stop with the whining all the time. Now, there are problems we have to digest. There's no doubt. I'm going to get to it in a minute. This is not utopia. It's not the Garden of Eden. There are tons of serious problems. What I am not saying, and will never say to you, is, oh, you know what, just ignore that and let's just go out there and pop champagne all day. No. What I'm telling you is if you're constantly on the side of the negative portion of the ledger and you never mention the positives, you clearly have an agenda. You're not looking for any kind of balanced approach. I can't find a message to run on. Well, you're just not looking. I am going to address a problem coming up next. But John Nance, who's a friend of mine, was in the FBI, was a supervisory special agent. I believe he writes for Town Hall. There's a lot of interesting pieces. John was on Newsmax the other day, and they brought up the fact that President Trump and this administration have delivered to you the safest America. And what happens then? The doomers move on to the next thing. Well, it wasn't really Trump that did it. It was someone else. No, that's not what happened. He gave an interesting take on this. It's a short piece, but it's worth your time. Check this out.
President Trump's return to office, violent crime rates are plummeting across the country. The FBI data shows that the U.S. saw the largest year-to-year drop in violent crime since the Bureau began tracking national estimates in 1936.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Violent crime fell by an estimated 9.7% in 2025, while murder and non-negligent manslaughter dropped 18.1%. Well, that brings the homicide rate to its lowest level in decades. Robbery also falling 18.5%. Rape dropping over 7%. And aggravated assault down more than 7%. So, John, what do you attribute this to?
Well, I think broadly speaking, it's a demonstration that law enforcement works. Like when you have a law and order president, that sends a very strong signal nationally. So I think that's in part some of the reason behind this. But I think specifically the FBI has had a tremendous impact on the violent crime numbers. And this occurs through the what used to be called the VCMO program, or Violent Crime Major Offender Program. And Patel has really kind of taken that and revitalized it, changed the nomenclature to Violent Crime Gang Program with 178 Safe Streets Task Force gang operations. That's primarily the backbone and one of the big reasons behind this violent crime drop.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you. That's just the facts, man. Do you believe in data? Do you believe in numbers? Or do you just believe in fairy tales? Everything sucks all the time. No, everything sucks for you. Maybe you suck. Did you ever think of that? I'm telling you, like, people aren't laughing with you. They're laughing at you. Your political power or lack thereof has been entirely exposed. I told you there was going to be this massive extinction burst. Every time something good happens for the administration, the counter-messaging people come out of the woodwork with the crash outs and the meltdowns and the hostage videos. Oh my God, look at this. They never tell you what their real agenda is. Those are real numbers. Now, showing you like this isn't the Pollyanna show either, where everything's awesome, all our problems have been solved. They have not. We've got a significant problem with Chinese Communist Party messaging in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you over and over, it's your business where you stand on flocks, cameras, that lady in who killed her kids, or is the suspect in the, or no, she admitted to killing them, didn't she? Whatever. That case, you've got all these other cases out there. You've got the data centers thing. You're allowed to have your own opinion. It is a constitutional republic. I'm just telling you, if you don't think that foreign enemies of the United States are pouring oodles of cash into this country to get you to do counterintuitive and destructive things, you're out of your mind. The way to get past it and see through these ops is just to use the simple tools of reason. Don't let emotion drag you into an NPC thing like the left. Natalie Harp, like that was their thing. Every day it's a new story. You ever wonder where these things come from? Justin, you're perpetually online like me for the show. I know you guys see them, right, Andy? You too. You can just tell. If you just occasionally pop into Twitter or Facebook, it's not a knock. I'm not holier than thou in any way, shape, or form. You guys have lives and you have kids and all that. We have to be online because it's how we see what the current thing is so we can expose it. These things pop up and you're like, oh my gosh, this is real. We just had a local election here where a bunch of these people running on this anti-U.S. growth thing got their asses smoked in this election. They have no political power at all. But we do have some issues we need to talk about. And this relates to AI, technology, data centers, foreign ops. Folks, we have a serious problem we have to address. We're going to leave you with some Friday good news in the end, I promise. But I give good news, bad news. I saw this X post up the other day from a Parker Thayer talking about how, listen, the debt crisis is at now red line levels. The U.S. national debt just crossed $40 trillion. That's $40 trillion. That's an almost unimaginable number. We are in a really, really bad space right now with our debt. If the bond vigilantes come out and tell the United States we're not going to loan you money anymore, we're going to be in real trouble. He notes in the tweet, there are three options going forward to the debt: hyperinflation and total economic collapse, default on the debt and total economic collapse, or massive cutbacks on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Now, Parker Thayer is not wrong that if this thing I'm going to talk about doesn't happen, those are the only three options. However, I want to throw in an option 4. And the option 4 is the reason you are being subjected to a massive op right now on everything from technology to compute to data centers to everything else. If it's not good for your community, fine. It's not good for your community. It's not going to be a perfect fit everywhere. I'm just telling you as your friend, you are being inundated with enemies of the United States that are trying to get us to lose the next economic revolution and the industrial revolution with electricity. It is AI. If we lose, we're dead. Folks, I wouldn't listen to me, man. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't tell you. When you read the intel, it's not pretty. You know what? Let's put Trump. You don't have to believe me, okay? Just, I don't believe you, whatever. I don't like you, I'm a doomer. Okay, fine, whatever. Here was President Trump in an interview. He's asked this same question about basically the backbone of this new technology economy, which has to be computing power. It has to be. We don't build it, we lose. The intel on it is scary because if they jump ahead of us, China, Russia, and others, by even a week or two, and find a way into our water plants, our nuclear power plants, folks, I'm telling you right now, we're going to look back and go, how did we let this happen? Remember, this flags in the chat, please. And I hope you never have to use what I just said. We will look back and go, how the hell did we let this happen? Here's President Trump, who understands exactly what I'm telling you on the whole data center, what's become a very well-organized op. Check this out.
I saw Texas the other day sort of is against data centers. I think it's a mistake. And I'm not taking positions, or I just think it's a mistake because there are other communities that want it. When a community wants it, it means a lot of money is going to come into that community.
Unsightly, potentially.
Well, I don't think they're unsightly. I mean, I'm looking at some of these data centers, the most incredible buildings I've ever seen. They go for 2.5, 3 miles. They're 3 miles by 3 miles.
They're necessary for the technology.
Well, but I think they are tremendously important for the economics. I mean, this is for Texas to say no to data centers is a mistake in the sense that it could be bigger than oil. I mean, data centers could be bigger than oil. You have the Texas oil, and there are a lot of communities that want them. But more importantly, and bad for us, there are a lot of countries that want them.
This is what I'm going to take this in a little bit of a different direction. This is what I can't stand about some members of, I don't know what we call it, the old guard Republican Party. And again, I don't mean like I'm not getting into like a boomer argument. But when I'll read pieces in the Wall Street Journal and others, people have been around forever on the right side of the political movement, and they're constantly crapping on President Trump when he does things that align with messages they've put out. In other words, like they've hated Iran forever. President Trump does something about Iran, and all they're doing is complaining like every single day. Well, I don't like this strategy. That's true. Okay, fine. Like what's your theory? Like Tommy Boy style. The Wall Street Journal's written all these pieces. Hey, here's what data centers can do for your community. Here's why we need them. It's not just national security, but we need to stay ahead in the AI race or we're going to die. They write these pieces all the time. President Trump, who's got, would you agree, fellas, like balls of freaking stone, he knows it's not popular. He knows the op is already kicking in. I know it too. It's fine. I'm going to tell you the truth. You don't have to like it. It doesn't matter. He tells you anyway. Because he's like, we can't lose this. We're all going to be dead. How do we lose this? It's not just that. Forget about the national security argument for a moment, even though it's an important one. The Wall Street Journal has this piece up about the $40 trillion debt. Folks, there's almost no way out of this at this point. There's almost no way out of this. Now, your liberal friends are going to argue to you, oh, Trump's tax cuts did it. Again, are we going to do facts or are we going to do bull? Because I'm not doing that. If the tax cuts Trump instilled through the one big beautiful bill were causing the debt problem, then you're probably reading ahead, but keep that on the screen for me. You would think, guys, correct by logic, tax revenue to the government went down, tax cuts, right? Therefore, it caused the debt. Do you believe in numbers? The Wall Street Journal, gross national debt has increased 17 trillion since 2019. That's as much debt as the U.S. added during the entire first 225 years of its history. While the liberal press blames Trump's tax cuts and their extension in last year's big beautiful bill, tax revenue says increased. Tax revenue has increased 68% since 2018, twice the rate of inflation. That's crazy. Tax cuts mean growth. Growth means more tax revenue. Yet the liberals keep telling you, hey, man, it was the Trump tax cuts causing this explosion in debt. They're just lying to you, just like Ro Khanna. Do you understand this is all an op? All you got to do is ask any simple AI system. Go to the Wall Street Journal, but they don't even like Trump. It's not even that tax revenue has not gone down. That's a lie. It's gone up a little, no, a lot, 68%. How does tax revenue go up when you cut taxes? Because people invest the money in their business. The business grows and then pays more taxes. This is not hard. It's only worked every single time it's been tried. I love when they tell you Ronald Reagan cut taxes and it caused a massive explosion in debt. I go, really? When Ronald Reagan got in office, how much federal income tax revenue did we raise? Oh, about $500 million. Really? What did we go look. Ask this question in ChatGPT. How much was the revenue increase from, 500 billion. How much was the tax revenue increase from when Ronald Reagan got into office to when he left? You're going to see it goes from about, was it 500 billion to 909 billion or something like that? I just did an Austin Powers. But check this out. It's total BS. They're just making these numbers up. They're just pulling these things out of their caboose. Don't be a sucker for ops. Nikita Beer, I think he left X, but he put up on X this tweet too about AI's effect on healthcare and everything else. You want an explosion in GDP where you can afford schools in your community, Social Security for retirees. You want to support some form of a government safety net in healthcare. You're going to need money and you don't have it. How much tax? Oh, look at this. I was right, despite my Austin Powers mistake. In fiscal year 81, Reagan took office. What was the tax revenue? $599.3 billion. His final year in office, $991 billion. I thought they told you Reagan's tax cuts cost the government money. It increased by $391 million. Did you miss that? He just asked that question. It took them all of 5 seconds to get a return. Don't be a stupid person. Ladies and gentlemen, stupid is a choice. Buy the shirt for your liberal friends. It says, don't be stupid on the back. Stupid's a choice. Don't be a SIAC. You don't need to be stupid. It is a choice. Nikita Beer put this up on X. With cancer vaccines now being discovered with the help of AI, it wasn't exclusively AI, it seems that the U.S. government might actually grow its way out of its budget deficit. Back to that Parker Thayer post. The Parker Thayer post has these 3 ways. The 4th way, and I think the only way that's going to actually be politically plausible in this country, is to grow out of this. It's the only way. Folks, if artificial intelligence in the next 5 years cures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of cancer, and for my sake, man, I hope I had lymphoma. If it cures pancreatic, lung cancer, breast cancer, do you have any idea the massive economic potential that, outside of the moral benefits of obviously saving people's lives, which are the most important thing? Folks, you can't work and produce for an economy and your family and your kids if you're dead. Do you have any idea how many people die of cancer? You know what this costs? Cancer treatment is super expensive and it's destructive. Ladies and gentlemen, I went through chemo. Chemo's poison. It's not good for you. It's not vitamins. It's not vitamin C. It's a poison. This is rudimentary treatment. We're going to poison you and hope we kill the cancer cells before we kill you. People ask me all the time, what does chemo feel like? You know what it feels like? Not that I would know this, but you ever have a really rough night out drinking and you wake up the next day and you have the worst hangover ever? It feels like a hangover. No, it feels worse. It feels like that hangover and the flu on top of it. That's how bad it feels. Horrendous. You don't want to work. You don't want to think. You get brain fog. You get the chemo hiccups. I'd have my wife up with me at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, patting on my back because I have the chemo hiccups and I couldn't sleep. Look them up. It's from the dexamethasone they give you so you don't yak your brains out. It is a horrendous experience. You don't want these people to fix this? Someone else is going to do it. You want some Chinese healthcare company to invent some kind of therapy that would prevent people from having to yak their brains out on chemo all day so they can make trillions of dollars off it? Folks, President Trump gets it. Don't listen to me, listen to him. You think it's a coincidence that everybody who's read the intel is like, hey man, we need this going forward or we're going to die. And you know I hate the word literally, but I mean that literally. This is the crazy thing now. I told you, remember our friend Michael Anton on the show? Michael Anton used to be a guest a lot. Michael Anton has this theory that people will not change their minds on a political issue until many of them experience real material losses in their lives. He's not talking about like death, although that's a real loss, like a material loss of your body. But until financially and status-wise, you get hurt by something you represent, it's very hard. You've seen it with the NPCs and the current thingers and the doomers to rope them out. They don't want to listen to numbers. They just want to listen to emotions and conspiracy crap all day because it makes them feel good. But it doesn't make you feel good if it makes you feel bad. Now, I noticed this, that my brother's a union electrician, so I caught note of this on X yesterday, that the International Brotherhood, it's a union of electricians around the country, they do amazing high-tech work now, that the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, that they spoke out against proposed data center bans. This is like a weird thing because not all of them, I mean, there are a lot of union workers out there who support President Trump, but a lot of the union representatives will support Democrats who've been going on this Trump sucks, forget AI, everything's terrible. That's interesting because the people who are working for a living, who want these $250,000 a year, blue collar jobs are like, hey, we don't support these data center bans anymore. Remember, when it's a real material loss for you, you'll see people all of a sudden change their mind. I told you we're going to leave you with some good news for a Friday. So there was a little again, a violent UFC fight that broke out in the studio the other day about AI and dog videos. Listen, man, I don't care if it's AI or not. I love dogs. I love dog videos. So we don't know if this is real or it's not. I got that. I got Democrat Zen. I've got a couple more things I want to talk about, including drone drops gone bad, showing you the technology is great, but it's not there just yet. Last break, and we'll get right back to what I'm talking about there. Blackout coffee. I love Blackout coffee. Obviously, had a lot of it this morning. Brutal Awakening. Brutal, you get it? BREWTAL. Oh, look at that. You zoomed in on me there. Brutal Awakening. My favorite blend. One of the best parts of my morning is that first cup of coffee. I actually tweeted about it this morning. There's something about Friday coffee that just tastes different. Am I crazy? Before the craziness of the day kicks in, a strong cup of coffee that's never bitter. And it tastes bold, though. A few minutes to yourself, that's Blackout coffee. Weekend coffee tastes good, too. You agree in the chat? It's bold, it's smooth, it's fresh roasted. It's one of those little things that just makes the morning better. And I'm not standing in line every morning to pay $7 for what's basically a milkshake with a little coffee in it. I like coffee. If I want a milkshake, I'll go to a milkshake place, okay? Blackout Coffee is a small American company that takes their coffee seriously and shares our values. They've been with us for a long time. Here's what I want you to do. Don't just buy a bag. Join the coffee club. Pick your favorite coffee. Tell them how often you want it. Blackout takes care of the rest. You get member pricing, free shipping, double rewards points, and the longer you're in the club, the more perks and surprises they send your way. What a deal. Great coffee at home on your schedule. No lines, no $7 coffees, no nonsense. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/Bongino. Use code Bongino for 20% off your first order. That's blackoutcoffee.com/Bongino. Join the coffee club. Upgrade your morning. You'll thank me later. Check out Brutal Awakening. Definitely does the job. blackoutcoffee.com/Bongino. Get 20% off your first order with promo code Bongino. Check it out. So you saw this video on the internet yesterday. Again, I'm a big fan of technology. I'm an investor in it. I've told you about that. There's no other way forward. I want this country to explode. However, there are going to be some hiccups. We've seen some of these self-driving autonomous cars. Sometimes they get some hiccups. They get lost in cul-de-sacs. You'll see things like that. So there was a huge story out the other day about a company you all know, Amazon, that's trying to institute some nationwide drone delivery program, which I promise you is going to change e-commerce forever. Can you imagine, you order, say you need, this happened to us a couple of years ago. My daughter needed like this special pair of socks for volleyball, whatever it was. And we were like, oh my gosh, we forgot to buy them. Imagine being able to go on whatever app, Amazon, Joey's Retail Out, doesn't really matter. And some drone pops into your house a half an hour later, some little cable comes down. There's the socks at your door right now. Like, that's the future. That saves you time, and that your time is worth money. The expansive potential for this, for our gross domestic product and our economy, are just amazing. However, the technology is going to have to work on some stuff. Did you see this thing? The Amazon or the Amazon drone delivery. Ladies all excited. Look at this drone delivery. Wait, that's my pool. We're probably going to have to do some kind of like 360-degree photo. And if you see something that looks like water below, the AI is like, don't drop here. Probably not a good idea. Listen, it happens. There's always hiccups in new technology. You've seen it. So no big deal. Here's what I was talking about with the dog video. It's Friday. I love dogs. So this turned into a big brawl in the studio here. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. I would lose that brawl. I'm a 51-year-old falling apart. At this point, I'm like the anti-tough guy at this point. I'm a rotting bag of broken down joints at this point. But I love these dog videos. I love dogs. Any of you have a dog in the chat? There's something about dogs. You ever hear that old joke like, you accidentally lock someone in your car, come back 5 minutes later in the heat, they're ready to kill you. You accidentally like lock your dog in a car, you turn around quick, and you open a door and they're like licking your face. Like the dog just loves you. I never thought I'd be a dog person. I love dogs. So I sent them this video because I thought it was kind of cool. And Justin's like, I'm like 99% sure it's AI. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. We did a show last week on suspending disbelief. Remember, you go to a movie, you know it's fake, but you enjoy it anyway. This is a really cool video. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I love dog videos. And you tell me, AI or no, check this out.
Hey, it's okay. I got you. Yeah, you're all right. I got you, buddy. Hey. Oh, okay. You're safe now.
I like dog video. Andy's like, I can't believe you're playing this.
Take your time.
I don't care. Hey, I'm treating it like a Spider-Man movie. I know a guy doesn't shoot webs and crawl on wire. Yeah, it's a fun time. Good. We love dogs. Folks in the chat, do you strong? I'm telling you, it's probably AI. Justin's like 99% convinced. I don't know. Do you care? I don't care. We like dogs. Go adopt a dog. If it incentivizes one person to adopt a dog, good. My other daughter in college, just adopted a cat. The cat's name is Muffin. I didn't name the cat. It's not my cat. My daughter's got an Instagram account for Muffin. I'm not kidding. She's actually pretty funny with it, too. But she adopted the thing. I hope it incentivizes a couple people to go rescue a dog for a show. Who cares if it's AI? What the hell? It's Friday, too. So on Friday, what do? We try to leave you with a moment of peace and tranquility. I can't even say it anymore. With peace and tranquility, courtesy of the Democrats. Producer Jim and the team, they always put together these Democrat Zen moments of the day. Now, I don't see them. I only see them when you see them. So I'm going to issue a language alert because Democrats are generally crazy. And in their Zen moment, there's usually a few F-bombs. So language alert in advance, even if there isn't one. Here is this one is a language alert? Okay, all right. Guy says, oh, yeah. She seemed like, oh, yeah. So language alert, if you have kids, turn the volume down. What do we got for our Democrat Zen moment of the day?
Democrat Zen moment of the day. A peaceful moment to center your mind.
I don't appreciate being told we're not doing enough when I fucking voted out 2 war resolutions this week. And I'm going to tell you that people like me are standing up and saying what he's doing in Cuba is wrong. And I don't appreciate being attacked by people because Republicans are sitting on a resolution and speaking up and speaking out. November
Debbie
elections
Dingle.
have consequences.
Going for it.
And elect Democrats.
This has been Democrat Zen.
Wow. I had to tell you, I'm not a Debbie Dingle fan. Wasn't she John Dingle's? She's a Democrat representative. I'm obviously not a fan. I don't vote for Democrats, okay? But hey, man, Debbie Dingle just going for it right there, huh? Drop it. Yeah, feisty is right. Maybe, I don't think she drinks blackout, but maybe she had a couple cups of Brutal Awakening. That's a good one. I mean, that one's real. That's not AI. That's not like the dog video. Or our friend Larry the Liberal. By the way, that was fake. Larry the Liberal is, but we like him. So if Larry the Liberal wants to submit some other Democrats' M's, we're happy to promote the account. It was really funny. It's also Friday, so today we pick, like we do every day, a comment of the day for our weekly sweepstakes. If you want to see the contest rules, Bongino.com/1776. We give away $1,776 once a week to a lucky viewer, listener out there from our comment of the day pool. Our comment of the day today is James JG2. Israel's the cause of the national debt. That's what Podcastistan told me. Yes, they already have. Like, that would be funny if it weren't true. They've already gotten there. They've already got the cause of everything. They've already done it. Now you guys are getting the grift. Don't focus on the problem. They did the theys. They did it. Now you're getting it. You guys are getting good at this comment of the day thing. Hey, man, seriously, I know I opened up the show and I said to you, I'm really proud to be with you guys in this resistance to doomerism, liberal media craziness, progressive communism, socialism. It's not always easy to take on all these factions at once, but it is very rewarding. I was home yesterday. Did I not tell you guys this story? I come in, I said, I felt amazing today. I really did. I went home, and to see this loyal group of Bongino Army folks and real MAGA folks out there basically go to war for the Bongino Army yesterday and just annihilate the doomer, grifter, pillar, panicans. I tweeted out the Ice Cube Giphy. Today was a good day. For those of you who grew up with 1990s rap, you'll get what I mean. Because it was an amazing day. And it really is a pleasure to be part of this resistance to that crap with you. It's an honor. I love you guys. And I mean that. I'm going to use the word literally, not figuratively. Don't forget to check out Sean today at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Eastern, rumble.com/Sean. Sean Ferris's new show. It's been incredible. The audience there is amazing. Haley coming up at noon, rumble.com/Haley. Vince every day at 8 a.m. If you want to watch all of these shows live at 8, ours at 10, Haley at noon, and Sean at 1, it's very simple. People say, how do you do it? You just download the free Rumble app. It is absolutely free. And just put in the search engine, you'll see the pages. Go right there. Also, you can watch online, rumble.com/Bongino. You can watch on the web. All we ask is that you click that follow button when you're there. Also, your smart TV. Your smart TV has an app. Also, check us out on Apple, Spotify, along with the other shows elsewhere. Give us a follow while you're there. We really appreciate it, folks. Thanks for being part of this amazing movement at this time, the greatest time, the golden age of politics in America. When you talk about it with a smile. I'll see you back here on Monday.
Hey there, I'm Vince.
I'm Haley Carania.
I'm Sean Farish, host of Vince.
Host of Scrolling with Haley.
Host of Sean Farish Live. You can always catch my show right here.
Right here on the Bongino Report channel.
Live, 8 a.m. Eastern, weekday mornings.
Noon weekdays.
1 p.m. Eastern time.
And if you miss it, no worries. The show will always be right here. And anywhere you find a podcast. Thanks for watching.
And thank you for your attention to this matter.
Hey everyone, Haley Carania here, host of Scrolling with Haley. My show is coming up right here on Rumble at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.